brand new phone. Um, Probably mentioned this in more recent videos, but my the phone that I've been recording all my YouTube videos on, it's approaching 5 years old, and it's a slow piece of shit, as you can imagine. So I needed to get a new one, and here it is. It's a Samsung Galaxy A16. It's like 128 gigs or something like that. I don't need all that space, but it was cheap. I mean, I didn't even pay for it, but I was planning on paying for it. So I thought I'll get something that's good but cheap, and this one was good but cheap. Um, I'm still waiting on a case coming. Um, and until then, it when I was a traffic warden, they gave me a phone, and I got a case for that because the material that phone was made out of kept on sliding off of shit. It always fell, no matter what you put it on, and it's a bit similar of this. Um, so yeah, but anyway, end review, Funko Fusion. This is somewhat of a give up review, but I'll explain what I mean by that later. I should have done the middle review after having finished all 7 worlds rather than just 4. It would have been fine if I made. It would have been fine if I wasn't going for the collectibles, because then I could just, go on and beat the game. But I still had to play it and get all the collectibles, and that was a bit of a doozy because the way that it works is that each level has what they call a cameo. And for example, uh, 7 different levels have Chucky in it, and you just find him and you fight him. And then when you fight him all 7 times, you unlock him, and you unlock a weapon as well. But the way that it works is that you need to find him in one specific level first. In the case of Chucky, it's one of the Hot Fuzz levels. Until you find him in that particular level, you can't find him anywhere else. So I just went around. I got the first cameo for each of the characters. It was Chucky, Megan, Knight Rider. I can't remember the rest. I'll just continue because the point is that I was fine until I went to go get Xena. As in that Sam Raimi show. It was in one of the He-Man levels, and the walkthrough that I used, it's shown that you need to go up to this place, activate a thing here, and there'll be a chest right next to that place. And you open the chest, you get a card, like a security card. You put that in, and then you go and fight with Cena. The chest wasn't there when I played it, so I thought, right, I'll do every level that Xena isn't in, and then I'll go back and do her levels. And I went back, and the chest still wasn't there. And I looked up a couple other walkthroughs, and every other walkthrough, the chest was in the same place. And hold on. Sorry about that. It has been a long time because I'm not feeling the best right now. Can't remember where I got to, other than talking about the cameos. So I'm just gonna pick up from there. Sorry if I repeat anything. So it said that I'm gonna pick my phone up because I just feel weird not touching it, even though touching it is gonna make that weird sound. But anyway, it was one of the He-Man levels. You had to go to a particular place, do some things, and at that place is a chest. You get the chest, and the chest is a card. You put the card in a particular place, opens the door, and there Xena is. when I played it, the chest wasn't there, and it turns out that they had updated the game and moved the chest for some reason. None of the other levels, I don't think they've done that. Just this one in particular. So, I did that, and then I was able to get all the Xena stuff. And I'll admit the game is kind of fun. Like it's not that bad. I'll give it like a 6, although it's probably closer to a 6. Probably closer to excuse me, a 7 than a 6. Um, but I still wouldn't really consider the game all that good. It's just kind of fun. One of the Not only is there cameo characters you appear in the levels, there's also cameo worlds. Like for example, in Jurassic Park, in one of the levels, you can find another card that brings you through the door, and you unlock a level for Back to the Future. One of the cameo worlds is Five Nights at Freddy's, and I decided at 1 in the morning that I asked my friend who is kind of interested in FNAF, like, do you want to watch me play this? He said, sure. I was shitting it. Like, I was really scared because in the trailer they shown a jump scare from Freddy, and I assumed that it was in the game. It's not. Freddy, all of the animatronics will just attack you like any other enemy in the game. There's no actual jump scare. Um, when I realized that, it was piss easy, but it's just there was one scary bit where a random animatronic will just sort of kind of jump at the camera, and that scared me. I should have uploaded it on the YouTube, but I didn't. Um, but anyway, most of the problem with the game is with some of the miscellaneous trophies. Like you got trophies for 100% in the game, which they all popped no problem. But there were there was one where you had to go into a Hot Fuzz level, play as either Simon Pegg's character or Nick Frost's character, shoot your gun up into the air because reference to Point Break, and you get a trophy. I did that. It wouldn't pop. Looked it up. People were doing the exact same thing I was doing, and it was popping for them, no problem. But someone did say that it wouldn't pop for them either. But then they restarted the game, and it popped. And I did that, didn't pop. 2 days later, when I booted the game up, it popped. Very weird. Um, there was another one where you had to collect 50 what the game calls variants, which is just like different skins for the same character. And I said I had 23 before I started to actually focus on that trophy. And the number never increased because this is a PS5 game, and it's one of those trophies where they track your progress so you can see like how much you're missing, but it just wouldn't change, so that kind of put me off a bit. But eventually that did pop, and then the last trophy was to play as every story character, and I tried to do that. Like I went through each individual character that I hadn't played before, shot the gun a couple times, went back, changed, and the progress meter did go up, but I swear it went down because it was like 30, then it was 29, then it was 30 again. Very weird. Um, but it just wouldn't pop. It wouldn't go anywhere past like 32. And I looked up and I said, "Oh, you need to play as the original skin, not the variants." But I couldn't be bothered going through seeing which variant, like what character I was playing as the variant, and switched that to the original. So I just gave up. So it's just that trophy that I'm missing, and that's why this is somewhat of a give up review. But I'm done with the game, so that's I would consider the game complete. Anyway, after that, I went on to South Park Snow Day. This isn't a proper review. I'm gonna give my opinions on the game, but it's not gonna be like anything official. I had seen the trailer when it came out, which is probably about a year ago now, and I thought this kind of looks like Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, which I was 9 when that game came out. I fucking loved it. Um, but I didn't actually get the game until around Christmas, and later on, I'm telling a story out of order. Later on, I learned that it was actually supposed to be a continuation from the past two games, Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole. And I thought, okay, yeah, I definitely got to get this now because I fucking love those games, and I would like to see more of that. I know it was different because it's 3D and it's I thought it was supposed to be a shooter, but it's more like sword combat than guns, or the child equivalent to guns. Which I thought, okay, that's fine, but the combat it's not good. Um, I like the fact that say your abilities and shit are just written on like cardboard, and you can tell that it's a child making it because of how terrible it is. I do quite like that, but the whole system of it's kind of like the way I hate in modern games where it's like it's not just you start the game up, you get a mission, you complete it, you go on to the next one. No, it's like you need to launch the mission, and it doesn't feel as rewarding doing getting progression in the game when it's like that. It's because this is one of those games that they instead of just putting in the ability to play the game co-op like most games do, they have an emphasis on it, and having that emphasis fucks it up. Like, and that's the same thing with Suicide Squad. I'm not saying that's the only problem with the game, but it's just these companies need to stop doing this. But so I played the first chapter, and nah, I just couldn't get into it, even if I weren't like that. So I moved on to beginning review. Lego Horizon Adventures. To be clear, I started playing Horizon Zero Dawn in 2017. I didn't get very far, and then I stopped playing. I didn't give up or anything like that. I just stopped. I moved on to other things, and I never came back to it. And I don't actually own the game anymore. I sold my disc. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point. Who knows? But the point being, I don't know anything about the plot or the story or anything like that. When they announced this, I had a similar reaction to everyone else, which is basically just, huh? But it's a Lego game, so I got excited, even though, as I just said, not into Horizon. But I knew it was different from the rest because it's the way that it looked and all, and I knew It wasn't made by TT. Um, the game's decent. It is kind of funny, and I do like the fact that they brought the majority of the voice cast back. Um, Gameplay is okay. There are some things I don't understand. Like I don't understand how the stealth is supposed to work. Um, and I, I think there's supposed to be collectibles in the game, but I'm not exactly sure because the game is a fixed camera. Um, and it will show you. what way to go, but then you do kind of see it in the corner of your eye that there's another way to go, and you go that way thinking there's going to be collectible here, but it ends up just being just a bit of money. And yeah, that money's good for like it seems to be the majority of what you do to get progress in the game. It just requires money. You just need to build shit and buy skins and all, and that's how you get like that's what the majority of the progression is. Which, speaking of, I don't like the fact that it clearly labels out what you need to do to get 100%. So it doesn't. It's not like it's very linear because it's just do the levels, get some money, and then I guarantee I'm gonna have to grind out for fucking hours if I want to get 100%, which is gonna be annoying. That's all I really have to say about it. If I played Zero Dawn, I would probably have more because it'd be like, oh, I like the way that they do this and this, but I just don't know.